Hey, what's up guys, Rado here with Dirt and Iron. Well, today we have something a little bit different. Finally, I'm really happy about it. You know, I've been riding these brand new bikes 2020, 2019, 2018 for last several months. And if you know my channel, you know that I'm kind of fan of older bikes in a good condition that are comparable to your brand new stuff. So today, let me show you something. This is 2010, it was made in 2009. First year fuel injected Honda that has over 400 hours on, and this is a personal bike that Jay Clark bought brand new in 2009, and you know, he is probably taking good care of his bikes, I would say. So we're gonna jump on this thing, ride it, and then later and talk to you guys how well this bike compares to all these brand new latest and greatest. Just got off the bike. I did like over 1 hour riding with a couple breaks, and man, I'm telling you, it's such a cool package, man. I was also running a new goggles, and I forgot how cool it is when you put new goggles on. These are X brand. It's really nice visibility. So yeah, man, I had so much blast. I think you saw it on the video. I was a little bit faster for some reason than on some other bikes, and maybe I just in my head, so I twisted a little more than before. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. So let me call Jay. Let's talk a little bit about this bike, because as you can tell, it's not your ordinary 2010 250. A little bit of nice work has been done to it. So let me get Jay. I got Jay here in a shot, and just want to ask him. What did you do to this bike? It's so cool. It's a kind of old bike, you know, looking at all the new that we ride recently, but man, I feel great on it. So what has been done to it?
So the main thing is we kept up on the maintenance. We kept it from anything catastrophic from going wrong over the years, but then stuff does wear out. And so the biggest thing was when we rebuilt it last time, we went ahead and did the full race deal engine. Got the crank done by Crankworks, balanced to the piston. Jamie did the head and ported it and mapped the bike. So if you notice, the mapping's just right on the money.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's perfect. With a 270 kit, his porting, the thing just rips. I was riding a 350 today, and there was times where I felt like this thing was a little bit better on the bottom, right on the bottom than the 350 in a brand new bike.
And the suspension feels amazing on this thing. It's like, this is 2010 suspension, right?
2010. I haven't updated it. Factory Connection did it, and I loved the suspension back then. And we've done a few different settings over the years with this thing. Where we have it right now, I'm so happy with it, and it's like the stuff's so good. And I think, obviously, compared to any bike with air fork, it's way better, and it's better than it's as good as some of the stuff that's $5,000 out there. We won't say what it is, but
right.
So far, it's pretty dang good.
You know, one thing I love about this bike is how many hours is on this bike. So, Jake, give me the number.
We don't know for sure. We've gone through a few hour meters because they actually broke, or we didn't have hour meter on. So it's for sure over 300. Somewhere in that range, because we've used it. If you just do 10 years and you did 30 hours a year, it's 300. But it's probably
you do more than 30 hours a year.
Right. The first couple years, I think probably got 70 to 80 hours a year. The first few years, so it got a lot of hours then, and then it's been tapering off.
Okay, so for 300 hours, let's say somebody has this older bike and want to keep it up, how many top ends and bottom ends do you have to do throughout that period of 300 hours?
We've actually only done 2 bottom ends on this thing. Once probably like at 170 or something, and then somewhere in there, like 5 years old, and then we did it again just like a year ago, and I redid this thing again, and it's going to stay like this for a long time. We don't do enough riding now, and so if I keep the bike, which I probably will, unless somebody out there wants to buy it for a really good deal, they can call me up.
Maybe me. So this is what it means, Honda reliable?
Yes, and so they're good, solid bikes. I feel so comfortable in a Honda. I've been riding other brands lately. When I get on a Honda, I still feel at home, because that's what I rode for so long. And this bike is set up so well, the suspension and the motor being strong, it's a pretty good feeling. So pretty happy with it. Little bits I got a Factory Connection. The race team had these tanks custom made for outdoors.
Let me show you here.
When they were racing, all of my stickers coming off here, but these were aluminum tanks made for the outdoors, so they could finish the full long motos. Those guys riding wide open.
So how much bigger is it?
I think it's like maybe like a water bottle. Just a small amount, but enough. They got this extra here, and then below they filled. So it actually says on here what it is. I don't got glasses on. Like 8.9.
Yeah, liter.
Yeah.
8.9 liters. That's almost 2 gallons. Or a little bit over 2 gallons maybe. Oh, cool.
He can do this in his head, but I can't think metric.
Yeah, because I'm European, so the metric is the better one. In case you're wondering.
Yes, for sure. So we added these cool parts, and then ICW strengthened up our radiators and straightened them. And then we just kept good parts on this thing. Henson clutch and a lot of the components I use. But I will say, so guys are like, I have a lot of money in this thing. So sometimes it does make more sense just to buy a new bike, because a new bike, you don't have to do all this stuff.
Right.
So I can see why guys, but it's just to prove that you have an old bike, you can keep it going. I've had this bike since 2010, the whole time.
Yeah. So there's not a lot that these bikes, the last 10 years, that they changed. Well, they got hydraulic clutches, they got electric start.
Well, not on this bike though.
On this bike, yeah.
Honda still have this clutch.
Right.
They only got a Kickstarter, electric start a few years ago, and this bike still weighs as much or less than the new Honda. So the Honda 250 hasn't got much lighter. So this bike is really good. It's not that heavy. It's it's in there with the weight of the other bikes with electric start. So the only real downside is electric start. The clutch isn't quite as good feeling, and like you notice the front brake, maybe isn't as good as some of the newer stuff. But other than that, it's plenty good. And you and I think, our lap times would be just fine on this bike compared to anything else.
Actually, you guys saw the video of me riding. I think I had the best lap time today. It was really cool. I mean, I was flying with this thing. And the cool stuff about this 270 engine is that you can grab a handful in every single turn, and nothing crazy would happen. So it just kind of gives you a little more, enjoyment into your riding. Like on 450, it's just too much. Like I couldn't do that on my 450. So this kind of size is really good for weekend warrior like myself.
Well, we've been riding that 350 a lot, and so that 350 is probably good for somebody that just wants to buy the one bike that's a good size and not have to modify it like we do here.
Yeah.
But when I ride this, I still go, because I start thinking 350 is the only bike, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I ride this, and I go, man, this is pretty dang awesome. A good 250 is still really fun on the track, keeps you out of trouble. Now, when I stay on the track, I'm not racing against 450s. I'm just riding. And so that's a big thing. A lot of guys are like, well, it's not going to get the whole shot against 450s. Well, no, it's not. But I'm not a racer anymore. I'm just a lover, not a fighter. So I'm going to just ride track. I like to ride tracks, and then we go do the trail. That's a whole other deal. But on the track, I like to get I did a 56-minute moto today, and then did some time on this bike. And so I got plenty of riding. I like to do that.
Yeah. Cool. All right, I'm glad we finally got something a little bit older on the channel, because I've been going a little bit away from where I started, and I kind of like those origins of older but got good bikes on my channel. So
dirt and vintage, we'll call it.
Yeah, dirt, iron, and vintage stuff. So, all right, guys. Well, that's about it for today. Thanks for watching. Let me know below in the comments your feedback, and don't forget, whatever you do, stay motivated.
Stay motivated.
See you guys later.